Hey everybody, welcome back to B-Dubs Disc Golf. Today we are going to do an In the Bag. I'm going to call it In the Bag Summer 2025. I have not done In the Bag of this year, I don't think, but I thought I'd share with you what I'm throwing these days. And I got a different bag. This is actually an old bag. This is actually one of my bags that I had for a long time. Got rid of it, switched to my smaller bag, but my smaller bag kept falling over, which was annoying the heck out of me. So I went back to my bigger bag so that I can have some stability, and then when I put it on the ground, it doesn't fall. The reason why I switched bags in the first place is I actually don't like how my top of my bag is super floppy. There's something about Prodigy bags when you do the inserts. It's like the inserts don't fit perfectly. I don't know what's going on. But the bottom line is that's why I stopped using this bag. But because I love the stability so much, I've gone back to this bag. Same number disc. As I show you the disc, there is still one slot in my bag that I have not figured out. And that is my, I need an overstable distance driver. And so if you have a suggestion for an overstable distance driver for me, I would love for you to write it down in the comments. And this is what I'm looking for. I am looking for a disc that is 11/12 speed that I can flex and not have any fear that it's going to turn over. That is what I want. And so what I have in my bag right now is an Air D1. And this is a super light disc, and it's a 13 speed 504, and it's an air plastic, which means it's significantly lighter than the standard, and it's only 160 grams. Here's the crazy thing is, when I try to flex this, there is a real chance, a real possibility that it's going to turn over, and it bugs me, and that is not what I want. So this is the only disc that is currently in my bag that I'm pretty confident is not going to stay in my bag. So I am looking for a replacement, and I would love your help. So what should replace my light D1 instead of what I have? So let's start off with the putter. So I still putt with a PA3. I still think this is the greatest putter for me. I love it. I experimented with another putter in the last couple of weeks, and at first I thought I liked it, and then I just kept going back to this. So I'm a big fan of the PA3, and so until further notice, this is my putter. Now, the putters that I throw, that you all know, of course, this is my PA5. When you need something to turn right, flip over, and it's the perfect shot for a turnover shot, PA5, except no substitute.
The very best there is. Except no substitutes.
This is a wonderful disc. When I need something that with some more stability, that's something that's going to go straight and guaranteed to turn to the left, I go with my Sensei. This is my premium plastic, active premium Sensei. The flight numbers are 3301, and I really like this disc. I like the way it feels, and it flies exactly the way I want it. And then, of course, you all know Gamera. This is a gorgeous disc. I love it. It is getting old. It's still flying exactly the way I like it to fly. Pretty much goes straight with a little bit of turnover and finishing pretty much straight where I pointed it. So this is a PA2. And this came in a box. It's 174 grams. It's a Spectrum plastic. But what I found is if it's not this specific disc from the club membership box, it doesn't fly the way I want it to. But I love this disc, PA2. If you ever find this, if you ever get anything like it, get a hands on it, you definitely need to purchase this putter. All right, now let's get into the approach disc. I have two approach discs. One is for utility purposes mainly only. This is my Prodigy A1, super stable. I do not throw it a lot, but when I need it, I'm super glad that I have it. And so this is in my bag, and I do throw it out for those specific shots, especially for forehand or for backhand when I need something that's guaranteed to turn left for me. And then if you are a regular watcher of the channel, this is my Prodigy Distortion. This is basically like your zone or your harp. Also similar to the A5, but I like this better than the Prodigy A5. I love this distortion. I use this for upshots almost exclusively. Forehand flex upshots, just short upshots to the basket. This is my go-to upshot disc. Now to the mid-ranges. Now I probably, I have more fairway drivers than mid-ranges, but I have added to my mid-ranges. So my newest mid-range to my bag is the ESP Buzz, Dyes by Melissa. I'll try to remember to put a link to her Instagram. She does a custom-made disc, and this is my custom-made Dumbo Buzz, and I love it. I love it. This disc, I really didn't throw buzzes before, but this buzz basically goes straight. I can put a lot on it, throw it pretty hard, and it's just going to go straight, and just a reliable left finish at the end, and I think it's fantastic. Next up in stability is my Hex. I throw this a lot. This is a disc that when I crank on it a little bit, it's going to move right a little bit. So it's going to get like a really sort of shallow S shape. I especially like throwing this disc when I'm throwing downhill, and I need something that is not going to finish hard left, but is going to go straight for most of the way, or even turn to the right a little bit. I pull out the Hex, and this is a glow plastic and my axolotl. A wonderful, wonderful disc. Then, of course, again, if you're a watcher of the channel, you know I love me some M3. This is an M3. This is a test run 2.0. Prodigy, why have you still not mass-produced this disc? This is a wonderful disc. It basically goes straight for days. I find it doesn't turn over. It's not going to go to the right. It's just going to go straight for me, and it's almost going to stall out and then just lay down. And so this is my just straight up, straight, long, straight mid-range M3. And then last but not least, this is the newest disc to the bag, and I like it a lot because I decided I wanted a flippy mid-range that was guaranteed to be sort of a faster version of my PA5. And this is the Discraft Soul. I got this from a tournament sponsored by Mad Disc, and this is one of the giveaways that they had for the tournament. The great thing about it, I was able to try multiple discs that they had, and this is the one that when I threw it, it's like, that's it. This is what I want. Flight numbers of 4, 5, -3, 0, and the Discraft has that 5th number, which I still don't really know, but that's about. But this is an understable disc. I would say if you're a beginner or if you're looking for a mid-range that you can definitely turn over and it's guaranteed to turn over for the most part, give the Discraft Soul a shot. Right now I'm loving it, so I'm glad it's in my bag. All right, those are the mid-ranges. Now to the biggest group in my bag, the fairway drivers. So once again, we will go from the most stable to the least stable. The most stable fairway driver that I have, flight number 7303, is my Banshee. I've actually been finding that I'm throwing this disc a lot. It is reliably stable. It is going to do what it's designed to do. It is not going to flip over. It is, if I put it on hyzer, it's just going to ride that hyzer until it runs out of steam and then finishes left. If I put a little flex on it, it's going to ride up and start going left. And this is a great disc to use in the wind, and it's a great disc when I need to put some crank behind it and still know that it's going to not turn over and finish left. So this is my very stable fairway driver, followed by my Eagle. This is my Imovie Eagle. This is something that if I want something to go a little bit further, I want something to flip the flat, even turn over to the right a little bit, keep going for a while before finishing left. This is sort of, my distance fairway driver. And then another Discraft disc, which I actually thoroughly love, is the Cicada. If you don't have a Cicada, why don't you have a Cicada? Cicada is fantastic. The numbers for this cicada: 76, -1, 1. The thing I like about the cicada is, again, similar to my ESP Buzz. I can crank on it. It's going to pretty much go straight and straight and straight, and then once it's done, it's going to finish left. And so this is great in the woods, especially if you have a nice tunnel shot in the woods and you have some room at the end. Go with the cicada. If I need something with a little bit of S shape, something that could potentially turn over or definitely move right a little bit before it moves left, and especially if I've got something that I really want to go far, maybe avoid trees, my F5. And so the F5 by Prodigy is also a great disc. Goes pretty far, nice little S shape. The only downside to the F5 is that it can turn over on you if you put a little bit too much on it. And then last but not least, this is my get out of jail free disc, the F7. Very common for turnover shots, very understable. Throw it a little high and purposely nose up. It'll go right and then finish left. Is a very utility disc. This is also the disc that tries to get away from me the most because it is my get out of jail free disc. I'm often using it in some crazy situations in the woods, and sometimes, and because of the color, the disc is sometimes hard to find. So I'm pretty confident it's trying to get away from me. But I always find it. This is my precious. Precious! Then, because I was with Prodigy so long, they have these sort of hybrid discs that are kind of not really in between fairway drivers and distance drivers. And that is really sort of my FX3. The FX3 is similar to my Banshee, but I find it's not as overstable as my Banshee. It'll flip up to flat, go a little bit farther than my Banshee. And so I use this in certain situations where I need distance and stability. And then my FX4 by Prodigy is another great disc that, think of it as a disc like the F5 that's going to go even further and just an S shape a little bit for a long period of time. Probably out of all the discs in my bag, I probably use this one the least because I just generally don't have a lot of situations where I need to throw a disc as far as I possibly can straight in most situations. But it's still in my bag because every so often it does come out. And then we're going to get into the distance drivers, the 10 speeds and higher. And so one of my favorite distance drivers is the Trail. I love the Trail MVP, flight numbers 10, 5, -1, 1. I actually think the Trail, if I need something to go straight for a super long time, I'm actually more likely to pull out the Trail than my FX4. I just think the MVP Trail is a wonderful disc. And if you are a beginner or if you're looking for lighter discs, they actually just came out with a run of Trails that are significantly lighter. And a buddy of mine, Luke, shout out to my buddy Luke, has a really light Trail and he loves it. And watching him throw it, it's really good for him. This one's a little bit heavier. This is 172 grams, but I really like it. This one, I haven't had it flip on me, but it will turn right a little bit and just really straight for a very long time. So MVP Trail. Again, if you're a watcher of the channel, this is my Kittyzilla, my H7. This is a very understable 10 speed. Basket number 13 at Horizons. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to put a clip of my latest throw at Horizons with this disc. This is just a wonderful disc. I can throw it, put a little bit of ante on it, have it go for days, and just watch it just drift to the right. And depending if I throw it high enough, it will actually drift to the right, finish left, or if I throw it a little bit closer to the ground, a little bit more ante/flat, drift to the right and just have it go towards the target. And it goes very, very far for me. And That was a nice throw. Yo! Holy crap.
And look at me.
And I love the H7 by Prodigy. I just cannot get enough. And I love that stamp. Love the Kitty's Yellow stamp. And then last but not least, I already showed you my D1, which is the most stable distance driver, but I told you it flips on me and I need something that is different. Just give me, like I said, give me suggestion. I need an overstable distance driver. It doesn't have to be 13 speed, but I need something that is going to be fast. I can flex it, and there's no doubt it is not going to turn over, but I also want to be able to flex it. One of my problems with the max weight D1 is that when I try to flex it, it just won't flex for me. It's too beefy for me. And so I'm looking for that perfect 11, 12, 13 speed that I can flex, but confident it will not turn over. And when I put a little torque on the forehand, it can handle that torque. When I forehand the D1, it turns over every single time. And I do think it's because it's the lighter disc. So, but last, but certainly not least, is my D4. Oh my gosh, I love this disc. D4 by Prodigy. Flight numbers, it's a 12 speed, 5, -2, 2. I think, those are actually, I think, similar numbers to Imovie Destroyer, but the Imovie Destroyer does not fly for me the way the Prodigy D4. And basically, this is the disc that I throw the farthest in my bag. So if I've got an open field, if I'm not going to hit anything, and I want to throw a country mile, or at least for me, a country mile, again, D4, except no substitutes. This is a wonderful disc. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this in the bag with B-dubs. And so if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Once again, we're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. We are on track. We're doing well. I appreciate you. I love my subscribers. You guys are awesome. And as always, if you see me out there on the course, don't forget to say, hey, have a good one. That was a nice throw. Yo! Holy crap.